The Arbab Niaz Stadium in Peshawar. Pakistan and West Indies ready for the first battle, and leading from the front, Wasim Akram. Back after that shoulder injury. I wonder if he will put 100% from the word go. Stuart Williams, the man to face. That one came back sharply and right at the top. A big appeal by Wasim.
An early wake-up call for the umpire there. He had to decide whether that ball had pitched within the stumps to have gone on to hit them, and yes, that looked pretty plumb.
His front foot wasn't quite fully out. He was in the process of taking it out. He was lucky there. This one a little wider. Do you think Wasim's back to 100% as far as bowling goes?
Well, he's trying his best really to go flat out. I'm sure this wicket will help him. A little bit of swing and moisture will help his bowling abilities.
Along with the captain, he has Sohail and Anwar at the top. Inzamam-ul-Haq, the main batsman in the middle there. Moin Khan, always dependable. And Azhar Mahmood, easily the find of the season. Mushtaq Ahmed's back in the team as well. Again, wrapped on the pad. This was short and perhaps going down the leg, but Wasim is certainly causing Williams some problems. Play started about a half hour later than regulation time because of dew on the outfield, and that situation is likely to continue this time of the year in Peshawar.
Yes, heavy atmosphere this time of the year is the usual thing in Peshawar, and that is the reason why Wasim is causing problems here to Stuart Williams.
Stuart Williams has been in reasonably good form, but not so his batting partner at the top, Sherwin Campbell, has had a lean past few months. This is another big test for him as well. 3 slips, waiting for an edge, which is ever so likely in the first hour of play here. Fuller length, and he did get an edge. Landed well short of Amir Sohail though. But good work again by Wasim.
Yes, that angle that Wasim gets to his delivery is the real problem area for Stuart Williams. He's not 100% sure whether that ball was going to come in or go out. Went for the shot, and lucky for him, it did drop just a little short of Amir Sohail.
This time patted away to gully. But an eventful first over, a big shout for leg before. Stuart Williams lucky to still be there, and then of course that edge. Later on in the innings, much will depend on the man who will make his comeback here after that knee injury, Mushtaq Ahmed. How serious was it, Ramiz?
Well, it was pretty serious. He had to miss the quadrangular, but I'm sure he'll be looking forward to playing against the Windies. They don't have a very good history of playing leg spin as well, and he'll be the trump card for Pakistan.
For the West Indies, Campbell Williams at the top, Chandrapal dependable, but a little short in runs recently, and of course much will depend on Brian Lara. That was the appeal, the last over.
Yes, the front foot there, just getting out before the ball had hit him. Pretty close shout.
Now, Waqar Younis has made way for this young man, Shahid Nazir, who comes back into the Pakistan team. A bit of a surprise, Waqar Younis not being there.
Yes, a big surprise, in fact. But Shahid Nazir, a good prospect for Pakistan cricket, does have this ability to move the ball away from the right-handers. And I'm sure he'll be looking forward to grabbing this opportunity with both hands.
And he's bowling to Sherwin Campbell, who, as we said, hasn't really been among the runs of late. Nice outswinger going. That one's a little too wide for Campbell to dabble. No score in the first over. And Shahid Nazir beginning things for Pakistan now. Second over. The atmosphere is still fairly heavy. And Shahid Nazir's got his swing going. An average of nearly 40. Now that's a sign of a very good batsman. The highest score 208. So he can make runs, and quite a few of them. Much better line. Just a little dab backward of short leg. So that's the first run for the West Indies, opting to bat after winning the toss. And the main reason there, Ramiz, do you think they wouldn't have liked to bat fourth on the Peshawar wicket?
Yes, considering the composition of Pakistan team and Mushtaq there to exploit this flattish surface, I think Courtney Walsh must have that in mind, and that's why he chose to bat first.
Again, very good line by Shahid. Nice little outswinger, but Campbell right in line. He's young, but sure looking forward to this experience. And what do you think is his main strength, Ramil, Shahid?
I think he bowls close to the stumps, which is very good for a youngster to have in his bowling armory. And then again, that outswinger with the new ball. That's a great ball to have. It's very difficult art to master, and Shahid Nazir seems to be doing it well.
Stuart Williams pats that one back. Still just that one run. Quite a few people here at the Arbab Niaz Stadium, considering it's a test match and we've gotten used to sparse crowds, but good atmosphere.
Yes, they're playing a test match here after a gap of 2 years, so people are looking forward to seeing these great players in action.
And the test match played here 2 years ago was against Sri Lanka, which Pakistan duly won. Again, that outswinger, this one had width, and Stuart Williams latched onto it. 4 runs through the covers.
A good shot there. Got it in the middle of the bat to get a good 4.
Akram, 317 wickets. Nearly had another in the first over. And he'll consider himself very unlucky. That was a big appeal.
Yes, good thing about Wasim Akram is that he attacks the wickets, even when whether it's the first over or the last. He is a very attacking bowler, and that in-swinging angle of his is the main problem for the openers.
21 times 5 wickets in an innings, sign of a very, very good bowler. A little bit of extra bounce there and goes wide, a third slip. No third man, that will be 4.
That ball angling away from the batsman there and getting the edge through the slips for 4.
Well wide. He does get that outswinger going, and of course if he keeps it around off stump, it could do all sorts of damage.
Yes, the eyes do lit up on a flattish wicket when you get it up there, but then that outswing can cause the downfall. He's got a nice shape on that ball, Shahid Nazir. He's come up after an injury. Hasn't been consistently fully fit in the last 6 months.
Things going along quietly so far for the West Indies. An edge. Yes, it is. The umpire's given him out, so that's the first wicket gone for the West Indies. All very slow motion there. The ball was wide. Stuart Williams went for it as he had earlier against Shahid Nazir. And the West Indies losing their first wicket. Big blow.
Yes, pretty ordinary footwork there from Stuart Williams. Drawing him on the front foot, chasing a wide delivery. That outswinger did the trick again for Shahid Nazir. Beautiful piece of bowling.
Moin Khan virtually caught that at second slip. And Stuart Williams gone. The score for the West Indies, only 9 runs. So things not quite working out for them. Just 4 with that one boundary. Court Moin bowled Shahid Nazir. They'll be celebrating their early success. And of course, the West Indies had chosen to bat, so they were looking forward surely for their openers to carry them through the always tricky and dangerous first hour of play. Wasn't to be.
Yes, he would have done better with that one. Stuart Williams, a wide shot played to an outswinger, and a neat catch taken by Moin Khan. They're bowling close from the stumps, and that outswinger did the trick.
Wasn't much of a deviation off the bat, but of course everybody in the slip cordon, and of course Shahid Nazir was very, very confident.
Let's try to hit it hard as well.
So early success for Pakistan, and in comes Shivnarine Chandrapal. Some great innings already in his young career, especially along with Brian Lara. one of the mainstays of the West Indian batting now. Very compact, great defense, doesn't always score runs quickly, but an average of nearly 52. How can you argue with that? Just that one century and 14 50s. What a relief it was for him to finally get that century back in the West Indies earlier against India. 9 for 1, the West Indies, and in a bit of early trouble, but they've got just the right batsman to help them get out of it. Chanderpaul. Shahid Nazir fired up after that first wicket. Ooh, now that could be close. He didn't play at it at all. And had a nice little curve, the ball.
Yes, with the lunging shuffle, there's always a chance of missing the line of the ball. As you see here, Chanderpaul, big shuffle there, and is lucky that the ball didn't pitch within the stumps to have gone on to hit the stumps. A good decision by umpire Shepherd there. But a dangerous ploy to have up your armory as a batsman. You don't do that on Pakistani wickets. On flattish wicket, you need to play a bit more forward down the line rather than shuffling across.
Chanderpaul trying to get over the early blues, and Shahid Nazir steaming in again. Oh, he's bowled him! And that seemed to be through the legs. What a terrific blow there for Pakistan. 2 wickets down, and Shahid Nazir, the early star. And we said that Waqar Yunus wasn't there. Shahid had replaced him, but he has done justice to his selection. The crowd, of course, delighted.
Well, as I was saying earlier, a big shuffle can cause you to lose the line of the ball, and in case you miss the ball, it can also make you look very silly.
That certainly looked very awkward, and the man who might have taken the West Indies to some safety, out for no score, bowled Shahid Nazir.
Calculator and trust that
9 runs on the board, and all the damage being done by Shahid Nazir in only the 4th over of the innings. But in comes now Brian Lara. He's across as well, but managed to get the bat, and that could be a single. Sherwin Campbell certainly looks a touch nervous. We've seen 2 men go on the opposite side in very quick succession. Again, very good line. This time a bit of bounce as well. The short leg could have come into play.
Yes, an excellent delivery again. That outswing pitched within the stumps, really. An idle ball for a right-hander there. And it also caught up a little bit to make things uncomfortable for Campbell.
Had a lot of batting success, Moin Khan has. Wasim Akram. Very elegantly turned. Wide a fine leg, and he should be looking for 2 there, and he'll get them. Score moving along to 16. A little bit of repair work going on to that early damage. 9 runs and 2 wickets down. Surely not the start that the West Indians were looking for. And this man, of course, causing all the damage.
Yes, and the West Indians will be looking towards Brian Lara to redeem them out of this situation.
And he has done so on numerous occasions. Why not once again? Lara has been in reasonably good form. The West Indies didn't win any of the matches in the quadrangular, but he scored quite a few runs.
Yes, he's a class player, but he's facing a class bowler as well, Wasim Akram. So it's a good contest going on there.
Lara taking his time. Oh, once again going across, a big shot by Wasim. That might have been a touch high, but all this going across is not helping.
Yes, I think this ball was going down the leg. Good shout nevertheless. And a touch high as well.
Well, you could sort of see the leg stump, but umpire Niaz unmoved. Saeed Shah unmoved. Three slips for Brian Lara as well, and that forward shot leg. Latches onto it. Oh, he's out. Brian Lara has been caught brilliantly at gully. We'll take a look who did that. Mushtaq Ahmed, the man at gully. A blinder of a catch. And the West Indies in huge trouble. 3 wickets down for only 16 runs.
Yeah, this ball was cleverly bowled by Wasim. Pitching it up wide outside the off stump. He released it rather than banging it in for that swing to take place and force Lara into a faulty shot. But brilliant catch there by Mushtaq in the gully region.
The ball was really travelling. Mushtaq behind it, and Brian Lara out for only 3. The West Indies in all sorts of trouble. One dependable batsman out, the other one coming in. He's been up and down really, Carl Hooper. A brilliant century in the quadrangular, the first of that tournament. And let's see whether he can repeat his form. His side in desperate trouble thanks to Brian Lara's exit. That's the ball.
Yes, pitched a little wide there, and a good neat catch by Mushtaq in the gully.
It was to Mushtaq's left, not his natural side. The ball was travelling very quickly, but a great catch to get rid of a great batsman. Isn't he delighted? The Mushtaq already in the game, and he hasn't even started bowling yet. A loose shot there by Brian Lara, and Pakistan skipper now joining Shahid Nazir at causing damage.
A big wicket there. Beautifully caught by Mushtaq.
So Pakistan having West Indies in all sorts of trouble. 3 wickets down, only 16 runs on the board. And what a disastrous start, considering that Courtney Walsh had chosen to bat first. That was all set for a big strike, but the fact that 3 wickets are down, and he just patted it right back to mid-off.
Also the fact that the ball is moving around, West Indians will not be finding it easy to drive. But this man Hooper loves to drive and is a great player of spinners.
7 centuries, 178 his highest. But today the conditions are a little difficult. 3 wickets are down, all the pressure on one of the finer batsmen the West Indies has produced, Carl Hooper. Well, certainly an edge at second slip. Was that a catch? We'll find out soon enough. It did seem to carry though, Ramiz.
That was a perfect outswinger yet again from Shahid Nazir. I'm not sure whether Amir Sohail did catch it on first bounce or did he grass it.
So Stuart Williams getting alive there for sure. As we take a look again, Shahid Nazir, the edge. Oh, very much a regulation catch.
Oh yes, not a great effort there from Amir Sohail. Could have done better with that.
Campbell still there on 9. Hooper yet to score. And 3 wickets down for only 16. A delightful scorecard for Pakistan supporters. Only Simmons and, well, Simmons really has reputed batsmen still to come. David Williams has been batting reasonably well, but you can't expect a big score from him. But this is the man you can, Carl Hooper.
We see him on the attack there, getting Ijaz in silly mid-off position.
Wasim completes yet another fine over, almost inducing an edge, but Carl Hooper's still there.
Yes, that angle, brilliant angle of Wasim Akram. The corridor of uncertainty there, off stump. Playing down the wrong line, Hooper was beaten all ends up.
Shahid Nazir, after doing a lot of damage in the 4th over, his second, now comes in for another.
That's the right way to go about things, Carl Hooper. Playing well forward, stretching that front foot to the pitch of the ball and playing the ball within his body, and that is the right way to do when the ball is moving about, not to let that swing get away from yourself.
Now they've brought in sort of a short curve, almost a silly mid-off for Wasim Akram, not so for Shahid Nazir. Perhaps they can afford to attack a little more. Oh, another big swing, just like Stuart Williams earlier. But Hooper lucky not to get an edge.
Well, looks pretty juicy when the ball is pitched up there for the drive, because there's nothing much in the wicket. But then that movement which Shahid Nazir is getting is causing all the problems.
He's obviously fairly quick as well, because Hooper seemed late on that stroke.
That's good attacking bowling from Shahid.
2 wickets already for the young man. Batted into the covers, a quick single. In the end, fairly easily taken. And Hooper moves on. No matter how many runs you've scored, always some delight at getting your first in a new innings.
Ijaz trying for a direct hit, but Hooper well in.
Hooper was in by a mile, and the throw was wide by a mile. Wasim Akram. Oh, that one came in just a touch. Another big shout. Is turning out to be a great day for shouts for Wasim Akram. But umpire Shah still unmoved, Rameez.
It was a good decision from the umpire this time. Ball pitching on the middle and leg, and then moving down towards the leg side.
Obviously, the batsmen are finding it difficult to read Wasim. Straight down. And that might just be 4. It didn't do very much. It was angled across, but Hooper got right to the pitch of it. Excellent timing.
Yes, he's a beautiful driver of the ball. And Mushtaq to come in now.
Well, he's coming fairly quickly. 131 wickets for the brilliant leggy. Straight away a shout, and he's been given out. Now that was a flipper. It might have come back just a touch. And Mushtaq Ahmed strikes early. 29 for 4 of the West Indies.
Well, that might just have been going down the leg. I'm not very sure whether that was the right decision from umpire Said Shah. Let's see it again. Yes, pushed in quicker and going down the leg. A raw deal for Sherwin Campbell just before lunch.
He'd done a lot of hard work, Sherwin Campbell, but he has gone just short of lunch. Scoring 15 LBW to Mushtaq, ball perhaps going down the leg. Are, of course, the biggest damage. They're out for only 3. Hooper there on 7. Simmons joins him. He has yet to score. This really is the last recognised pair for the West Indies. Williams and Lewis. Bishop Ambrose not really expected to score too many. And who alone knows, we might even be looking at a lower than 100 total here. Mushtaq lucky to get that first wicket. The ball perhaps drifting down the leg side. But he is such a competitive bowler.
Here's the fall of wickets. A sad story for the West Indians. 4 down for only 29. And with Mushtaq bowling, more to come maybe.
Certainly things don't look too good for the West Indies. Phil Simmons, though, plays spin reasonably well. Very hard-hitting batsman. Big fella. The average not doing his batting prowess any justice. Well, I suppose for the West Indies, no hurry really. They can take their time.
Yes, I think they need to develop a partnership here. And with Hooper, who plays, as said earlier, spinners so well, Simmons need to just hang out there on the other end and make sure that he doesn't do anything silly.
Azhar Mahmood after lunch. 1 maiden given away just a run. Great talent.
Nice straight bat coming down from Carl Hooper. Technically very organized there. The average doesn't suggest that he's a great player.
Getting the edge there. There is still no third man, and Hooper will pick up 4. Mushtaq Ahmed has taken the 1 wicket so far. Sherwin Campbell. 33 for 4, the West Indies.
Mushy bowling a lot of wrong uns to Simmons, and I'm not sure whether he's reading them all too well. He's drawing that front foot every now and then, padding up those deliveries.
Well, he's certainly got an attacking field. The slip is in position. Sohail, or with short legs there as well, and man close in on the outside. Oh, now that's exactly what you've been talking about, Ramiz. He has been padding up quite unnecessarily. This time, though, umpire Shah says not out.
Well, a dicey thing to do against Mushtaq when he's in such good form, but this one clearly missing the stumps.
But sooner or later, the umpire is going to get fed up of that. Azhar Mahmood, new over. Hooper going after it. Certainly had the width, no timing. All of Pakistan must be delighted with Azhar Mahmood's debut against South Africa, scoring that brilliant century and then remaining not out in the second innings as well with a half century.
Yes, it's been a great find for Pakistan. All along they were looking for a quality all-rounder, and they've got one now in the shape of Azhar Mahmood.
That ball was up there for the drive, and Hooper does full justice to it. 4 at long off. Mushtaq. Simmons, who will have to try and stop batting him around. This time went back, read it in time. A little inside edge towards Qualig. 38 now, so very, very slowly the West Indies moving ahead in that repair job. 4 down with virtually no runs on the board. What a disastrous start.
Yes, it'll be interesting now how Hooper takes on Mushtaq.
Well, we talked about him being competitive. That was yet another indication. Just a quick flick, hoping to catch Simmons out of the crease. Stepping out, Hooper, that made it look quite so easy. That's all the way 6 runs for Carl Hooper. Quick little shuffle. That was a brilliant stroke.
Yes, indeed it was. Nimble footwork, coming down the wicket, the right time, picking the length really well, and middling it to go miles.
That was a huge blow. And I wonder if those close-in fielders might now be moved out a bit. That was there for the drive as well. Stole a quick single, and that could have been dangerous. The skipper was there at mid-off, and his throw going wide. 45 now, the West Indies. Still looking, well, can't say it's looking respectable at all, but considering that they were 29 for 4, 45 is a big improvement. Hooper, 22. He has taken his time. Oh, he's bowled him, Mushtaq, the wrong one. Phil Simmons hadn't quite been reading him. And that clipped the off bail. More damage for the West Indies. 5 wickets down now for only 45.
Yes, for unknown reasons, Simmons went for that drive instead of padding up that he was doing previously. And an ideal leg spinner's dismissal there. Ball tossed up, the wrong one. Cajoling him to go for the drive, which it did, and a big yawning bat pad gap had the stumps shattered.
That was brilliant work by Mushtaq Ahmed. Phil Simmons walking back after what we must call a failure. Just 1 run, and Mushtaq picking up 2 wickets at this stage for only 8 runs. What more will this little magician conjure up? Gotten rid of Big Phil for only 1, and now little David. Not an average to write home about, but the West Indies need him. Again the wrong one, a big shout. And umpire Shah's quite a not outer today.
Well, that was going down the leg.
Azhar Mahmood. Wide, short, 4. No other place but the extra cover boundary.
Quality shot from Hooper there, giving him the width, and he was up to it in a flash. Beautifully timed shot. There, the arms coming down well, wrists rolling over through the covers.
I must say it was uppish, but there was nobody there. Finding the gap and finding the boundary. So Hooper moves on to 26. Lots of boundaries in that 26 already. And the West Indies on the verge of getting to 50. Oh, a great stop there at Gully.
Mushtaq stopping a certain 4 there.
David Williams. Let's see whether he can pick Mushtaq. Again, he didn't quite seem to. The wrong one.
Yes, Mushtaq is persisting with his googlies. Bowling closer from the stump. And this one again going down the leg.
One tossed up. And I think it might have hit Inzamam-ul-Haq there, standing up close. David Williams will get a single, and Inzamam will have to contend with yet another injury.
Yes, that was fiercely hit. I think got Nzi's ankle. There, Mushtaq giving it a full loop. And Nzi coming in the way, his foot.
The last person Pakistan might want injured is Inzamam-ul-Haq.
Looks to be in pain there, Nzi.
The knee has been bothering him for quite a while, and now the ankle will add to his problems. Dan Kiesel, their physiotherapist and doctor.
A nightmare delivery for the fielder there.
Seemed to get his heel though, because he had turned his back. And yeah, well, the heel, ankle, and he is in pain. Williams, of course, campered off for a single, getting the West Indies to their 50. Quite a bit of drama already at the Arbad Niaz Stadium. Peshawar, the first test between the West Indies and Pakistan. Both sides, one could call beleaguered. Pakistan losing to South Africa in that important test series. The first visit of South Africa to Pakistan, and they walk away with a 1-0 victory. And then in the quadrangulars, Pakistan failing to make it to the finals, and the West Indies failing to win even a single match. So this, of course, is a big test now for the two teams. Inzamam walking off the field. Let's hope the injury is not very serious. And Saqlain Mushtaq comes in as the 12th man. That too was a big surprise, wasn't it, Ramil?
Yes, I thought that Saqlain might have played here, but
once again that googly. He has preferred that all day, Mushtaq.
Yes, Saqlain was preferred over the tall, lanky, Peshawar-born Arshad Khan.
So Arshad making his debut and Saqlain having to sit it out. In now for Inzamam-ul-Haq, who was injured just a little earlier. A sweep misses. Lots of action. He's finally been given out. I wonder if that's that bad. Hooper going for that sweep, and it must have caught a little bit of the bat. We'll see it again.
Hooper didn't look very happy. And he's inquiring from his mate whether it was given bat pad or a leg before. but you can never make out from here. A wrong one. Hooper going for the sweep.
Might just have caught the glove there on the rebound. And umpire Said Shah finally indicating that Carl Hooper will have to walk. And a fairly attacking innings of 26 comes to an end in, well, difficult circumstances. Caught Mohammad Wasim bowled Mushtaq for only 26. That really might be the last of the West Indian resistance. Rawl Lewis made his debut earlier in one-day internationals and now makes his test debut. The leg spinner for the West Indies. What a time to come in. 6 wickets down for only 51. Oh, offering no stroke. That might have been close.
Oh, look pretty close.
Rawl Lewis learning from the other end what it is like to face a genuine leggy.
It pitched within and looked as if it might have knocked the middle stump over, but Said Shah there vociferously saying not out.
Well, looked a little bit desperate there, but he connects very well, and that's 4.
Rawl Lewis hitting first 4 of his debut innings. It's a nice way to get off the mark.
Again, the googly. No stroke. And therefore no runs. The West Indies 58 now. But in the process, losing 6 top-order wickets. I wonder how much their tail will wag. It still looks entirely possible, Ramiz, that they might fold up below 100.
Yes, they'll be disappointed with that total. Chose to bat first. Could have done a lot better than that.
Again, the wrong one, and he's bowled him much like Phil Simmons. That was brilliant work by one of the best leg spinners in the world, Mushtaq Ahmed, getting rid of Rawl Lewis.
Yes, a looping wrong one once again, bowled by Mushtaq. Enticing the batsman to go for a big hit.
That's just absolutely wonderful work there by Mushtaq. Again, the wrong one. Lewis goes for yet another big swing. It was a googly, takes the off stump, and that is the 7th wicket down for the West Indies. Terrific day for Pakistan. Rawl Lewis got that one boundary, but that was all he did in this first innings of the West Indies. Out bowled Mushtaq for only 4. His team will be eternally grateful. On the other end, David Williams, keeper, going along well so far. Hasn't really been stroking around the ball too much. Oh! And finally, the leg spin. Mushtaq goes up for another appeal. Williams was in.
A great leg spinner from Mushtaq. Bamboozling the batsman here. Expecting a wrong one yet again, Williams, and a good neat work done by Moin Khan, but he was well in.
(63 for 7), the West Indies. Makes very poor reading. Goes for a big sweep and a big shout as well. That might go all the way. Yes, it does. So 4 runs there for the West Indies. A little lucky. And it did seem to get a touch.
Yes, it's an effective way to play leg spin, especially in India and Pakistan. Sweep shot is a handy shot. And Mushtaq appealing yet again.
Well, that seemed to be all bat. Very inside edgy. But 4 runs for David Williams. The end of that over, 67 for 7. Talk about balcony seating. There's a lot of dew on the ground early in the morning. Our play had started half an hour late. But weather-wise, of course, now bathed in sunshine. Arbab Niaz Stadium. And for the home side, for the home crowd, plenty to cheer about. 7 West Indian wickets down. Very little on the board. Wasim Akram. Bishop has swung that, and that might just, yes, it will be 4. Perhaps even 6.
Oh, that's a 4.
Yeah.
But Bishop is a handy man to have later down the order. He's technically not that bad. And this particular shot would suggest that he is quite a handy player to have.
I wonder what his instructions are, whether to go for it or try and hang around there for a while. He certainly didn't look like he wanted to hang around there.
Well, he's asked for an arm pad, so he intends to hang around, I guess.
Oh, that might be just wide of the leg stump.
Yes, going down the leg. But a good shout nevertheless. They're clearly missing the leg stump.
Once it pitches outside the leg stump, it's really very difficult to try and get a decision. Shahid Nazir. Big swing there by Bishop, and in fact it goes over gully. Might just, well, it will be just short of the boundary. Ijaz Ahmed well thrown, and 2 runs for Ian Bishop. Every run now very valuable for the West Indies in their quest to at least get past 100. 91 now for 7.
That's intelligent cricket from Bishop. It was there to be driven, and he went for the shot over the top of point. Ijaz had to chase it.
Ijaz does have a lovely throw. There it was. It really should have gone straighter, but might have opened his bat out a bit. The big man enjoying his batting. Oh, fuller length, and they will steal a single, but he dug that out well.
That's good cricket yet again. Those singles will keep on rotating the strike and the score.
Look at the tall off-spinner preferred to Mushtaq. Well, he does come from this area, doesn't he?
He is a Peshawar right. Hasn't bowled yet, but there's a good action, high arm action.
Much taller than Mushtaq. Well, we have some repair work being done there by the groundsman. Turned very well, and that might just be 4 at mid-wicket. Great timing.
Yes, Williams picked that in-swinger really well, and played it between mid-on and mid-wicket region.
So the West Indies 4 runs short of 100. They'll be happy to get there, having opted to bat first here at Peshawar in the first test. 34 runs in the partnership, easily the highest of the day for the 8th wicket. Williamson 20, Bishop 12. They've both taken their time, and they've certainly attacked when the ball was suited for it. Again, turns it to leg. Be a single this time.
These are precious runs being scored.
1 wicket for the skipper, 2 for Shahid Nazir in that terrific 4th over of the innings, and 4 for 18 for Little Mushy. What a terrific innings he's had so far. So the debutant now in action, Arshad Khan, who comes from Peshawar. Let's see whether he can join the party. A little bit of turn straight away. That would have been a terrible dismissal indeed. Williams got back just in time. It helps that he's the keeper, nimble feet.
Yes, Arshad Khan would have given anything to get that wicket. Maybe his test match fee.
The ball at the very last moment eluding the stumps. That was well short, easily turned by Williams. Well, they look for 2, and they'll get it.
Well, Arshad needs to have an off-stump angle to its bowling.
99 for 7, the West Indies, Azhar Mahmood. Digs one in, Bishop goes for it. Did he get an edge there? Mushtaq seems to think so. But David Shepherd doesn't.
Hit his shoulder. A good faster one from Azhar Mahmood. And Mushtaq, they're catching the ball off the shoulder.
Just wide of the man at Gully, and that will be 4. So the West Indies moving on now to 104. Azhar Mahmood a little disappointed, gave width there. Bishop goes for it again. Good stop there this time.
Ijaz, a wonderful fielder there. The point speciality of his, that field position, and he did pretty well to stop that fierce cut from Bishop. Easily stopped 3 runs there.
Azhar Mahmood looking just a touch worried. He'd like to get among the wickets as well. Oh, he's bowled him. There we are. Azhar Mahmood joining the party. 106 the West Indies for 8 now. And it couldn't get worse. David Williams, a brave, bold, defiant little knock coming to an end.
Yeah, it's an unlucky way to get out. He did pretty well to stage a comeback for the West Indians here, along with Ian Bishop. But that ball hurried on to him a little and then played away from his body as well. Azhar is delighted.
David Williams is not. A good contribution though for the West Indies. 31, top scored matter of fact so far. 3 boundaries in that. So the shortest man in the West Indian side making way for the tallest. Courtney Ambrose, highest score of 53, so he can score a few runs. Loves to go long handle. Ooh, shuffled across there. Might have been outside the leg.
Yes, David Shepherd not impressed, and rightly so. Ball pitched on the leg, and maybe missing the leg as well. Surely, yes.
Well, that must have slipped off. But Ambrose was equally surprised, just patted it down to Gully.
Arshad will be looking to bowl an offside line to Ian Bishop.
Has driven well. Should get a single for that. So Ian Bishop doing his batting career no harm at all. Scored quite a few runs. And he now has the company of Courtney Ambrose, who loves going over the top. I wonder if he will to Arshad Khan.
Chances are that he will, because it's not spinning very much for Arshad here.
And he does. Right then, that looks like it is maximum. Yes, it is. A good, easy, clean blow there for Courtney Ambrose. Ambrose this time stepping out and going for it again. Is that 6? Yes! So, well, that's 4. Landed just short of the boundary. And Courtney Ambrose now deciding that enough is enough. Let me try and get some action here.
Yes, precious runs coming in from Arshad's over.
Azhar Mahmood. Bishop. Oh, that's 4. For a moment we thought it might have gone straight to the fielder there, but a nice little drive there. He stood his ground and Bishop went for it.
Moshi coming in to make sure West Indians don't go beyond 150.
There's every likelihood of their being dismissed well before that. But from the sign of things right now, Courtney Ambrose and Ian Bishop are getting along, at least against the spinners, quite well.
Yes, absolutely right there.
A near wide delivery, and Ambrose taking a big swing, all too late. But he's got 10 runs. Very useful to the West Indies at this point of time. 8 wickets down, only 121. Again, he dances down. Again, the straight blow, and that will be 6 again. So Courtney Ambrose, well, he's helping himself to quite a few runs here.
That's an effective way to go about things, isn't it?
Azhar Mahmood. It was all very slow motion in there, but eventually turned for a single.
It's difficult to get over the top of Ambrose's head.
So the skipper now looking forward to wrap the tail up. There's 2 wickets to go. He must be a very happy man.
Yes, it has worked really well for him.
Azhar Mahmood has also been among the wickets. 129 for 8. Oh, bowled him. The ball was short. Bishop went for the pull. The ball didn't bounce enough, and that is the 9th wicket down for the West Indies. Bishop had done a fair amount of work. Had he stayed on longer, the West Indies might have hoped for more.
Yes, also an inside edge maybe there. But a good wicket to have. Bishop, a tidy tail-ender. And Azhar Mahmood again denting the hopes of the West Indians to get on to a safer target.
2 fours in that 20. And Ian Bishop makes way for the captain, Courtney Walsh. He does have 30 as his highest, but not the most competent of batsmen, Ramil. Full toss, and he's made the most of it. So 4 runs for the skipper. Takes his side closer to 150.
Yes, he looked pretty competent there then.
Mushtaq to Courtney Ambrose. Now, where did that go? Certainly not here. It's gone for 4 on the leg. Wide or mid-on.
Mushtaq.
Did he get back in time? He seemed to have.
Well, that should be interesting. Enticing him once again to go over the top.
So skipper to skipper. And Walsh goes for it. He will get over the midfield. And at extra cover, he picks up 2. They look for 3. And will get them. That was good running.
They were extremely good running. Tail-enders don't usually run very well. But good early calling made that 2 into 3.
Mushtaq. He has really been terrific today. Mushtaq Ahmed picked up wickets at will. Most of the batsmen didn't quite read him. And he has really preferred the googly today, hasn't he?
Yes, I think the West Indies have not read the wrong one really well.
A genuine leg spinner. And, well, he's been given out. Courtney Ambrose. Now, Syed Shah hadn't given very many outs earlier in the day, and that looked just a touch dicey.
Yes, that looked not out to me, if you want my fair opinion. Pitched within the stumps, however, but clearly would have gone over the stumps there. Tall man Ambrose.
Well, that spun quite a bit too, so it might have avoided hitting the stumps at all. Anyway, that was the last wicket for the West Indies, and they are all out for 151. That'll have to be a miserable total for Courtney Walsh, who won the toss, elected to bat in this first test. Just that 31 by David Williams at the bottom. Hooper fine 26, not nearly enough. And then great rearguard action by Bishop and Ambrose, 20 and 30. That made a bit of difference there towards the bottom. 151, West Indies all out.
Yes, Mushtaq doing the damage there with the haul of 5 wickets, 5 for 35. Look at those figures. Backed up well by Shahid Nazir and Azhar Mahmood, and Wasim also chipping in with an early wicket. But Arshad just bowling 4 overs for 14 runs. Overall, a great performance by Pakistan.
Starting out trying to protect that 151, a very, very low, near miserable total. And 20 of those runs coming off Courtney Ambrose. 2 towering sixes when he was there batting for his country. Now looking forward to pick up an early wicket. The light is beginning to fade, and this is still just day 1 of the first test. Rawl Lewis on the boundary. Good work at short leg.
Well, the pace should suit Saidan was batting here. He loves to drive square of the wicket. And although the new ball will be a testing time for both of them, but I think they should relish batting on this Peshawar wicket.
Similar ball this time. Anwar tucks it down to fine leg. That will be the first run for Pakistan. How well they've done in the field earlier on day 1, restricting the West Indies to only 151. Amir Sohail, a brilliant 205 in England in 1992, but thereafter in different form.
Well, Amir will be looking to get a good score here. It's a comeback test match for him also. Just played a test against South Africa, the last one, which Pakistan lost.
Well, that really should have been fielded, and instead it's going to be 4 runs.
It's sloppy work from Bishop, but nicely driven by Amir. Middled it quite well. Nicely on top of that one.
So Amir Sohail picking up a boundary, courtesy Ian Bishop. Ooh, that's the reply. Courtney Ambrose would have been quite unhappy letting that boundary off earlier. Courtney Walsh, skipper to Saidan. Turned quite easily to square leg. That might be at least a couple, if they could only get out of each other's way.
Said plays those flicks really nicely. Always in control there in that particular region.
Despite playing it very nicely, he practices the stroke again. Not a great batsman for Pakistan. A little bit of indifference in his form earlier this season. About a month or 2 ago, he was going through a really bad patch. He came out of it with a fine century in the quadrangular. Again, that turn, this time timed better. It might even get all the way to the boundary. No, it stops short.
Good wristy work there from Saidan yet again.
So in sharp contrast to the West Indian innings. Remember, they were 2 wickets down for only 9 runs. The home team getting along quite nicely indeed. 10 runs on the board. And both the batsmen seem to be in reasonable degree of comfort.
Yes, nice footwork there also from Saidan. This particular angle showed his back foot using the crease so well.
Courtney Walsh, the edge, and he's gone. Amir Sohail caught by Brian Lara, straightforward catch. And the West Indies take their first wicket.
Yes, Amir got a good one there from Courtney. Ball angled across to him. The only criticism that could be labelled against such a shot, the angle of the bat facing the slip cordon instead of front of the wicket, maybe towards mid-off or cover region.
Amir Sohail on his comeback, out for 4. Protecting a total of only 151. It's going to be a very difficult job, but the West Indian skipper starting out in style, getting rid of Amir Sohail. Ijaz Ahmed has had an up and down past few months.
Yes, he's been having some problems early on in the innings, shuffling way across his off-stump times.
As he did on that occasion too, but ball found the bat, and right in the middle. 306 wickets for the big man. Nearing the end of his career, 34 years old, played 73 test matches. He might have played a few more, and I wonder if he's got a few more to play now. This only works very hard. Edged, well turned really. And that's between gully and third slip. 4 more for Saeed Anwar.
Not very sure on that occasion, Saeed. But a 4 in Test cricket is a 4.
Little consultation there. The light does seem to fade very quickly in Pakistan the minute the sun threatens to go down.
Yes, in November and December, this part of the year, it does go down very quickly.
And as a matter of fact, play has been called off, so we're well short in terms of number of overs. But that's the story on day 1. Saeed Anwar not out on 10. Ijaz yet to score. But one success for the West Indies, getting rid of Amir Sohail. Courtney Walsh for only 5 runs. Ambrose not successful so far. What a great day for Pakistan, bundling out the West Indies for 151 only. That's a very, very low score. Of course, Mushtaq doing most of the damage, picking up 5 wickets, but also the medium pacers doing very well indeed. But West Indies did fight back, and they've got that one vital wicket of Amir Sohail. So 14 for 1 is the score as we end play for Pakistan. They still have a long way to go, but they are looking good. Let's see what happens on day 2, and that's what we will pick up right after the break. He's going along very well. 81 now, and just that one wicket which they lost on the first day. Amir Sohail out for 4. Anwar and Ijaz both in their 30s. And things looking very good for Pakistan, Ramiz.
Yes, they've got themselves nicely placed. A good partnership, 71 already. Both looking in fine fettle.
Walsh hammered away. Ambrose is there. Oh, and is he? Now, that was a very poor effort in the field. It takes a lot for the tall man to bend, but he really should have gotten hold of that.
Yes, a sloppy football there from Ambrose.
Hooper. Full toss. Bad fielding again. The West Indies are certainly not sharp in the field. Another 4.
Well, when you've already got 150 on the board, that's not the way to go about things. Rawl Lewis to continue. He's looked impressive. Doesn't have a lot of variety, but does have his leg spinners spinning a long way at times.
Certainly did not have a very good debut batting-wise, scored only 4 before he was bowled by Mushtaq off the wrong one. Pakistan crossing the 100 mark. And Ijaz reasonably close now to his 50.
Yes, he's played well. 99 balls for 46.
Anwar going after him. That might land just short of the boundary, but it will be 4 very easy runs for Saeed Anwar.
That's good cricket from Saeed. Rawl had mid-on up front, and Saeed, like a true champion player, going over the top, taking the attack to the bowler. Mid-leg it nicely for 4.
Well, Lewis, that's a touch unnerved by that.
Beautiful wrists there as well, throwing that ball towards the long-on boundary.
Saeed Anwar has had an up and down time. Nearing his 50 now, and it'll be good for his confidence to to be back among the runs. And that will be it. A delicate leg cut towards third man. 4 for Saeed Anwar. What a wonderful shot.
Yes, a bit of width provided there by Rawl Lewis, and Saeed loves them in that area. But a nice way to bring up his 50. A confident booster innings for Saeed.
Harun Rashid, Wasim Akram, they'll all be delighted. Very good work by the Pakistan bowlers, getting rid of the West Indies for only 151, and now getting along quite nicely indeed at 119 for 1. Curtly Ambrose to Ijaz. Hammered away. And that wasn't timed perfectly, but still enough in it to find the boundary. And Ijaz Ahmed moving on now to his 50.
Great knock from Ijaz. Under pressure to deliver here. And how well he played this morning as well. 52 of 111 balls. Very strong square of the wicket player. And that particular shot suggests that he is a very, very good bottom hand player for Pakistan.
He has had a lot of trouble shuffling across the crease off late. And he'll be very happy to get that 50 again. Ambrose hasn't found any success so far.
Well, it's about time to capitalize now on his good work, Ijaz.
Driven straight back, timed very well, turned just a bit. Oh, that's a great shot to see. 4 runs at long on.
Yes, caressed that one nicely through mid-on, Ijaz. Well in control of that straight drive. Punched it rather than hitting it hard. Found the gap and Courtney Walsh had no chance to stop that one.
Ijaz Ahmed racing along, and Ambrose not really being able to push through to the batsman. Hasn't had too much of an effect.
Beautifully timed.
.128 for 1 now, Pakistan. And Saeed Anwar helping himself to a single at wide mid-on. You know, some players are stronger on the offside, some stronger on the leg, but Saeed Anwar is really very, very complete.
Yes, that's why he's got a great record both in one-day and Test cricket. But like all left-handers, he needs that width to deliver.
The off-spinner comes back into action, Carl Hooper. Given away only 12 runs so far. Driven by Ijaz. That should have been stopped, but it wasn't, so another boundary at extra cover for Ijaz Ahmed.
Nicely driven by Ijaz. The weight of the body coming in, and not a great work in the covers.
65 apiece. Saeed and Ijaz going along very well. I think Captain Wasim Akram might already be thinking of how big a lead he would like.
Yes, they're nicely placed there.
Hooper continues, been getting a bit of spin. Saeed Anwar goes for the square cut, and he has been caught behind just the tiniest of edges. And Carl Hooper strikes for the West Indies just when Saeed Anwar was looking very, very good.
He has tried to hit that one a little hard, Saeed. Found the inside edge, and a good neat catch taken by the wicketkeeper there. There, also cramped for a little bit of pace also. And a good low catch by the wicketkeeper.
Saeed Anwar will be very disappointed. He must have been thinking about that 100, but it wasn't to be today. Out for a very useful 65. New man in, Mohammad Wasim, after the exit of Saeed Anwar. Now, he too made a century on debut, so much is expected from him in Pakistan. That was against New Zealand earlier on. Ramiz, your opinion on his batting?
Yes, I think he's a very good batsman. Tall, correct player. Likes the onside of the field to his liking. This one, Saeed Anwar's dismissal. And neatly taken once again, as you see in the replay, by the wicketkeeper.
Wasim opening his account with a single, just backward of square. Ian Bishop gave 31 runs away from his first 7 overs. Ijaz Ahmed also batting on 65. He has just lost his partner, but let's see whether he can get his century. An edge and straight to first slip, so Ijaz Ahmed also going very quickly after Saeed Anwar. And 3 wickets down now, Pakistan, for only 145. Good work by Bishop, inducing that drive in the edge.
Soft dismissal there. Ijaz losing his concentration and not there to the pitch of the ball. And the angled bat making that ball go straight in the safe lap of Carl Hooper. Bishop is delighted, but dejection there for Ijaz.
Also out at an identical score of 65. Now, very often it happens when you lose one partner after a long partnership, the other one goes reasonably quickly. That's what happened. 10 fours though in that 65. Also taking 3 hours. Oh, he's actually still hobbling. The new man will be Inzamam-ul-Haq. He took a big knock on his ankle while they were fielding.
Yes, Amir Sohail as his runner. That'll be interesting. But a brave move on part of Inzi. These West Indians bowling on a flattish wicket, but still could be a handful when you're handicapped. Things can go really bad for you.
Sign of a master batsman, an average of just ahead of 45. Terrific in contemporary cricket.
He's a quality player for Pakistan, has been the most consistent player in the last 6 to 8 months. Incredible talent. There, Ijaz losing his direction. Neat catch by Carl Hooper.
And the West Indies continuing to fight back now after only 151 in their innings. All might have been lost. They have taken 3 wickets. Bishop greets Inzamam-ul-Haq with that bouncer. Inzamam is already injured, and he will want to stay out of harm's way.
Ijaz there, the angle bat, making that ball go into the slips. And this one, first up, a short one.
A classic fast bowler's reception to a man who already has taken a number of knocks, though lower down on his body, on the toe to be exact. Very watchful Inzamam. He does get right behind the line. Such a lovely player to see.
He is. Seems to have a lot of time to play those deliveries. Quality player for Pakistan.
And also a man in fairly good form. In the quadrangular, he made a fair number of runs. Earlier too, against South Africa, he made quite a few, although his team lost on both the occasions. He has done fairly well. His highest, though, only 148. That seems just a touch out of place.
Yes, but consistency is the name of the game for Inzi. And he has done that pretty well.
Still wincing every time he plays. He's yet to score, while Mohammad Wasim is on 2. So Pakistan very near now, just 6 runs away from the West Indian first innings total. And they've lost only 3 wickets getting there. 65 apiece for Saeed and Ijaz, and Amir Sohail the first to go. That was yesterday, towards the end of day 1, in fading light, out for only 4. He'll be disappointed. Foul Hooper.
Nicely driven there. Mohammad Waseem likes that mid-wicket region.
He said that earlier, Ramiz, he prefers the onside. That was a perfect example.
Yes, a tall player. And a correct one also. And the reason why he's in the team is because he's so talented, especially to the onside. Beautifully timed shot through mid-wicket.
Adjusted his front foot, got right to the pitch of the ball, and was nowhere for the ball to go but 4. Inzamam is slow enough in most of his movements. Now with that injury, this is really slow motion stuff. Ian Bishop.
West Indians will be looking to attack him on the front foot. Be hoping to bring his injured foot in action, in play.
Do you think, Ramiz, that they might have brought in Moin Khan or even Waseem Akram earlier on, considering that they might have given Inzamam a little more time to recover?
Yes, I would have liked Moin, a fit Moin, to step in before Inzamam. But then again, Waseem hoping...
Oh, hammered away. That, nobody's going to stop that. 4 runs. An absolutely marvellous off drive.
Well, Waseem hoping for the magic to take place, Inzamam to get runs. And with that brilliant straight drive, there's every likelihood that he would get them.
And again, that onside. Oh, he prefers it, doesn't he? Very sweetly timed. Yet another boundary.
That's excellent batting from Mohammad Waseem. Nicely on top of that one. Again, through that mid-wicket area.
Pakistan 8 runs ahead now. And 7 wickets in hand. So things looking very good indeed for the home team. Ooh, that kept low. Bounced almost thrice before it got to David Williams.
Inzamam not in control of that cut shot. The weight not properly being transferred on that right foot of his. Drawing away as he's about to play that shot.
And of course, if he does get off balance, we'll have to attribute quite a bit of that to his injury. Well, that was a strange looking shot. It's up in the air, and Walsh drops that relative sitter, really, Ramiz. That was, we've said that they have had a bad day in the field, and that is the most prime example so far.
Well, there's a technique to catch those skiers. First, you need to get beneath the ball, and then with soft hands, you normally try to give in as the ball is about to be dropped in your hands. But there, Courtney Walsh doing exactly the opposite. Never in control of that one. And jerking the ball out of his palms there.
So a big life there for Inzamam. He survived, he's still in there. And now Rawl Lewis. It was hammered away, it has found the gap. May not reach the boundary. Stopped just short. That was good work by Stuart Williams. Oh, that was, well, not quite the wrong one. But Mohammad Waseem didn't read it at all.
Yes, it hurried on to him. An inside edge fetched him 4 runs, 4 lucky runs.
So Rawl Lewis learning the flipper here as well.
Well, He's gasping. He's so close of getting a wicket here. His first one in Test cricket.
Courtney Walsh. Driven on the on again. That will beat the man at wide mid-on. 4 runs to Mohammad Wasim.
In fine touch here, Mohammad Wasim. Nice follow through. Through mid-on.
Inzamam lashing out. That will be 4 runs at point. So Inzamam, despite that injury, playing very, very well. Eight runs, most of them those handsome on drives, and Inzamam on 13, looking very good too.
Yes, Inzamam is there to give Pakistan an advantage, to get on to a good total.
Walsh thinks that was fairly close, not so David Shepherd, and the crowd of course agrees with umpire Shepherd.
That was clearly missing the leg there, but I'm afraid it has got Inzamam again hit on that troublesome toe.
Walsh, the man who dropped Inzamam earlier, now wraps him on the toe. That could be very, very painful. And Inzamam has had enough problems on the field while fielding. Earlier on day one, he got that big knock on the foot, perhaps on the heel or the ankle, and now he is suffering. The partnership were 39, and that's good news for Pakistan. But the bad news is this injury yet again to their finest batsman.
Yes, Amir waving the dressing room that Inzamam is not well. He wants to come off. Maybe signaling to the physio, Dan Kiesel, to come and help him out.
Dan Kiesel's role in Pakistani cricket now, of course, must be talked about, Ramiz. He seems to have made a fair amount of difference.
Yes, he talks a lot of sense. He has a diet program for them. He works very well with the boys, knows them inside out now. And he's become an important member of this squad.
Well, you worked a lot with him, and he succeeded in even making you fit.
Well, yes, he's especially good at working with over 30s.
Inzamam yet to get there, but his toe, of course, must be feeling like 60. We'll soon see the extent of the damage. But Pakistan very well placed, 183 runs. Only 3 wickets down, and they already have a lead of 33. Well, 33 may not be important, but they have a lot of time. The test is still very young.
Yes,
and things looking good, perhaps even for a win here for Pakistan.
Not for Inzamam there. You can see the toe there.
Ooh.
It's swollen.
So Inzamam's exit will bring on Moin Khan. Again, greeted in classic fashion. Oh, and just missing the stump. Anguish there on Walsh's face. Moin lucky.
Yes, difficult ball to get in, first in. And was lucky there not to roll onto the wickets.
This one slightly misdirected. Walsh picked up his first wicket. That was at the end of day one, getting Ahmed Sohail caught behind by Lara, first slip. You can see now in the picture as well.
Walsh is bowling his heart out here. Moin not in control of that shot, shying away from that short stuff.
Everybody else knew where the ball was, not Moin. And he was lucky there. Fuller length, Moin turns it. The fine leg for a single. Now that was just the kind of delivery that got Inzamam on the toe.
Yes, that's right, and a good one to have after you've bowled a couple of short fish ones.
Rawl Lewis. Tossed up, driven, found the gap, 4 runs. That was a wonderful stroke, through extra cover. And we've been talking about Moin Khan being in good form. That was a prime example.
Yes, he's a powerful player, Moin Khan. Got terrific wrists. And when he hits them, they stay hit. They are beautifully timed. Found the gap perfectly through covers.
That, of course, was very overpitched and was screaming to be hit. Bit of spin again for Rawl Lewis. 4 out of 6 deliveries at least are that patented leg spin. Not too much variety.
Yes, he's doing just the basic a leg spinner needs to do. Pulling those leg spinners on a good tight line. But at this level of cricket, you need variety to unsettle the batsman.
Pakistan very lucky to have both Moin and Rashid. They keep competing against each other, presumably for a place in the side.
And that's hit again with tremendous power. Moin Khan enjoying this. He's a good player of spinners.
Mohammad Wasim, he's been there for quite a while. Skipper Walsh. Didn't quite rise very much, but Wasim takes evasive action. Does he have a problem with the short ball? I mean, so many players in international cricket do, but what about Mohammad Wasim?
Not really. I think he did pretty well in Australia last season in the one-days. But he doesn't shy away from fast bowling. And he did pretty well then.
Century on debut versus New Zealand. It's always such a hard thing to do. You come in there, first test, the nerves and the pressure of it all, and you get through all that, get a century. You've got to be a classy batsman. Well, a dolly of a slower one. Surprises Mohammad Wasim. That's it back to mid-off.
Walsh is trying everything. He's tried the short pitch stuff, bowled beautiful Yorkers, and now the slow delivery. He's really leading from the front. The West Indians need a wicket here. They've got injured Inzamam back in the pavilion. Another wicket will be real handy.
Walsh, taking well in excess of 300 wickets, has all the experience and the variety of a really class fast bowler.
Wasim nicely behind that one.
Well, he's very good on the onside, but he certainly looks competent on the off as well.
Yes, he's a classy player, and that's why he features in the Pakistan 11 every now and then, not on regular basis, but as a youngster he has tremendous talent.
In the series against South Africa, he was in the team the first test or two, but out in the 20s or thereabouts, looking good and aggressive. Oh, that kept very low. Think there was an inside edge as well, and that gets rid of Mohammad Wasim. Courtney Walsh, of course, is delighted. That's the 4th wicket that the West Indies have gotten. And Pakistan not exactly in trouble, but they will be sorry to see Mohammad Wasim go.
Yeah, Walsh was trying everything, trying very hard to get a wicket, and that ball kept a little low. But then again, a dismissal in the 20s for Mohammad Wasim. There, the angle of the bat not suggesting that the ball would go anywhere else besides the stumps.
A very dejected Mohammad Wasim. Scored only 28. Was looking good for much more. Bold Walsh.
Dismissal of Mohammad Wasim, soft one in the end. But good work from Courtney Walsh, who's trying very hard to make a breakthrough.
You have been saying that, Rameez. He's tried just about everything, every kind of ball that he has in his armour, and finally getting rid of Mohammad Wasim. So in his defence, well, there he is, very dejected. You will have to say the ball kept very, very low.
Extremely low.
Just about, matter of fact, got to the toe of the bat. Moin once again avoiding quite easily.
Yes, Moin need to look at these short pitch balls going past him rather than avoiding them. There's a definite technique of how to play these bouncers. That particular time he was well versed. He did pretty well to leave that one. But on other occasions he's been pretty ordinary leaving those short pitch and doesn't seem to have a clue.
Didn't have a clue there either. Good figures at this point for Courtney Walsh. 2 for 26. He should be reasonably happy with his bowling performance, though his entire team's batting performance earlier, of course, was quite miserable.
Yes, a different line from Courtney Walsh this time. Moin expecting another short one, but Courtney Walsh outthinking him, softening him up on the offside there.
Moin just dangled his bat. Didn't quite know what to do, and he's lucky to be there. He's not happy with the line, and one can understand. He has just softened Moin Khan up, and that was a bit of a waste of a delivery.
That's right, but knowing Moin, he's a determined character.
And here's somebody who's 34 years old, captains the West Indies side, and has well over 300 wickets in Test match cricket.
A great fast bowler indeed. Whippy and dangerous.
We were talking about that, should we call it a rivalry between Moin and Rashid. And who do you think is coming out on top?
Well, Moin has always delivered as a batsman, there's no doubt about it. He's a fighter, tenacious character, but Rashid is a class keeper. And there's very little to choose between them. Both have done remarkably well for Pakistan over the years. It's just that whosoever gets in, it's difficult to displace them. That's well done by Moin. He was much more in control of that short pitch delivery. Saw it early and left it well.
In fact, you could even call Moin Khan a bit of a match saver for Pakistan. He's come good during some very critical times.
Yes, he's always delivered whenever the team has been under pressure. And he's been very effective in his all-round ability as a batsman.
Walsh still toiling away. A short one, then the fuller one. Classic fast bowling stuff, but still unable to get rid of Moin Khan.
Moin did well to dig that Yorker out. They're on the front foot, and bat coming down just in time. Walsh trying everything. The Yorker, short pitch stuff, outside the off stump.
Had it not touched the bat, that might have quite easily been LBW. Rawl Lewis to the skipper, who will get that single. He'll be happy to get off the mark. Well, he has been off for virtually 5 months, Wasim Akram, and while that doesn't seem to have dented his bowling abilities any, his batting hasn't quite found the old form.
Yes, he's been having problems playing the off spinners in particular. Going for the shots across the line of an off spin.
Over.
195. Still a young partnership. Just the right time for the West Indies to make yet another breakthrough if they can. Walsh. Wasim was happy to get that just wide of the stumps, patted it into the covers. Nice to pick up a few easy runs.
That also brings up the 200. That little push towards the covers. He's an exquisite timer of the ball, Wasim Akram.
Hooper. Brought on for obvious reasons.
Yes, Wasim has been having problems against the off spinner, trying to hit them across the line.
Looking confident so far. Jumps out and misses the ball completely. Talk about a soft dismissal. Hooper can manage no more than a smile. That was such an easy wicket. Now, we've been talking about the bad batting form of Wasim Akram. That was terrible. Will Pakistan lose yet another wicket? A very crucial one.
Yes, Wasim again falling to that injudicious shot that he normally plays against the off-spinners. Going across the line, trying to hit it over mid-wicket. To an away-going ball and an easy dismissal there.
Well, he didn't even bother turning back, did he?
Yes, he must be disappointed. So close to getting those 2,000 runs in Test cricket, Wasim, but somehow has been struggling to get them.
Now, the find for Pakistan this season, Azhar Mahmood. Let's see what Carl Hooper can do. Well, there was certainly a sort of a jab there. He might get quite a few runs. Didn't seem to be in control. 4.
It was cleverly bowled by Hooper, pushing it flatter with a bit of pace in that one. And nicely negotiated in the end by Azhar. Get him a boundary. Opening the face of the bat, guiding that ball through that waking gully area.
He looks very solid, does Azhar. Comes right behind the line. Never plays across. Now Moin. As Rawl Lewis comes in. Moin Khan plunks his left foot forward and goes for it. That will be 6. What a big strike that was. And that will bring up 222. David Shepherd might just be in action. There he is, the double Nelson. New ball in. Unsuccessful so far, Courtney Ambrose. Let's see whether the second new ball is better for him.
3 slips in for Moin Khan. Ambrose will be looking to get that outswing going for him.
Oh, a very, very good delivery. Just a little bit of late swing in there. Moin Khan, shall we say, beaten. Of course, he did take his bat away in time. Bishop. Again, that outswing working rather well. And Azhar Mahmood looked confident while playing it through there, turning his bat.
Yes, he did well to play that one down through the third slip.
7, Azhar Mahmood, 15. And Pakistan placed very well in this test match. Azhar Mahmood rocks back. He had the time to hook it away. He was in control. And he gets a single.
That's one game he has really worked hard at, Azhar. He's not very good at hooking or pulling fast bowlers. But a recent series against South Africans and confidence in the one-days have done a word of good for him. His batting has changed completely and dramatically. And he's become a very good hooker and puller of the short pitch ball.
And if you can do that well, there are plenty of runs to be taken in that area. The Arbab Niaz Stadium once again bathed in sunlight on day 3 as skipper Walsh comes in. Moin, not quite so adept at playing the short ball. And that quick single could have caused problems. Hard knock on the side yesterday. And he'll be aware of that. At the start of day 3, I'm sure it's paining him a bit. Nice big splotch there where the ball must have struck yesterday. Oh, straight down into the hands of Carl Hooper. Great delivery there by Walsh. And Azhar Mahmood, who was looking good, goes rather early on day 3. A good early breakthrough for the West Indies.
Yes, Courtney Walsh doing the damage again. Azhar Mahmood not in control of that off-stump delivery. Bowled with a lot of pace by Walsh. And a nice, comfortable catch to ever-reliable Carl Hooper again. They just moved away from the batsman. And a good catch by Hooper to finish off Azhar Mahmood's nice little lock of 16.
Talk about how he has so much time to play. Courtney Ambrose. That one wide of the slips. And the wide third man will come into play now. They're going for that double, and they will get it. And we see Mohammad Wasim in that blue cap running for Inzamam-ul-Haq. It's always just a touch dangerous at the start when you do have a runner.
But good aggressive running from Moin Khan.
Style.
Absolutely right, Terrell.
Oh, handsome drive. If he beats the field, that should be 4. At extra cover, beyond the boundary.
That's a lovely touch from Inzamam. Right on top of that cover drive. Minimum of effort.
Moin Khan turning the face. Goes past gully. Good attempt to field there. The West Indies have not been spectacular in the field, missing easy catches on day 2. In fact, Inzamam, who's come back, was dropped by Courtney Walsh. An absolute sitter. Haven't seen an easier catch for a long, long time.
There again, not a lot of foot movement from Moin. Must be a little frustrating for Ambrose there.
Right behind the line, very well struck. Beats Courtney Walsh, and that will, well, he stopped just short of the boundary. Or did his feet actually touch the rope? Well, he did manage to stop it short. Now that is 3 runs.
Case of a third umpire, maybe, but Shah convinced that he had stopped it before reaching the boundary. But an effortless mid-on try from Inzamam.
Well, Inzamam may just be credited with 1 more run as we move along. Again, the ball pitched up, wide of mid-off. Inzamam helps himself to yet another boundary. That was a dolly. Yet another. And this time a little wider, but he might get another boundary. The timing wasn't quite so exquisite. The ball slowing down. Oh, and that was good work there. If he managed to bring it in, Shivnarayan Chandrapal, that would be a good 1 run saved.
Inzi in full flow.
280 now for 6. Short. Inzamam going for it, gets the edge, and what is this? Brian Lara now dropping a regulation catch at first slip. They probably want to see Inzamam bat on. They've dropped him twice now, first on 5, now on 32. Very, very sloppy.
Yes, Lara expecting the ball to travel to him. Must have misread the pace of that ball. And a sitter grasped again.
All we can say is the West Indians are definitely fans of Inzamam's batting, allowing him to stay there. That was fairly regulation to first slip. Moin Khan was batting on 48, now going for it, off a no ball. Well, wasn't he lucky? That is 6. So Moin Khan getting to his 50 in great fashion. The crowd, of course, loving it. What a great innings by the wicket-keeper.
Yes, Moin determined as ever. Not 100% behind those short pitch deliveries, but effective way to bring his 50 of a 6. And he's quite delighted with his effort.
Catch that drummer there, saluting that 50, and that's Moin Khan's 7th Test 50.
How could you miss those ones? That ball was in the air for a while and Simmons didn't die for it. I'm amazed. I'm baffled. Moin cramped again with the short pitch stuff. And Simmons not making the best of efforts there.
And Moin Khan makes amends. A handsome straight drive. That will fetch him another boundary.
Moin doing really well to drive that one. Straight for 4.
The big one, 133 for the second wicket between Saeed Anwar and Ijaz Ahmed. Also 48 for the 4th wicket. Inching towards 300 as Ian Bishop comes in. Short, Moin Khan goes for it. A very, very poor effort. And Courtney Walsh, in fact, catches that, hangs on to it. Great relief. And Moin Khan's very bold and brave innings comes to an end. 294 for 7. Moin Khan batted rather well, hitting 6 fours and 2 sixes.
Yes, the ball a little wide for the hook shot to be played. Moin not fully in control, and Courtney Walsh this time not missing a sitter. They're getting the bottom edge of the bat, skying it to mid-on for Courtney Walsh to take a safe catch. Good effort from Moin Khan.
The entire team must be holding his breath, collective breath. But that's another wicket for the West Indies. Moin going with a fairly well-made 58.
Oh, they'll try their best, but with Mushtaq operating in the 4th innings, I doubt very much whether they'll be able to stand the pressure.
Oh, a straightforward catch. This time Lara pockets it. He couldn't have missed that even if he wanted to. And Bishop takes another wicket. Arshad Khan never looked like he was going to stay there, and he might be even relieved to now walk out, not having done much on his debut.
The counselling worked for Ian Bishop. Courtney Walsh had a few words with him, and this was the result. Arshad playing away from the body, and Bishop would be delighted with his efforts. He finally got the ball in the right spot.
Not a very brilliant debut there for Arshad Khan, though his captain Ramiz Raja in the Allied Bank team, of course, will have a few words to say later. Bishop to Shahid Nazir now, who comes in ahead of Mushtaq as well. Greeted by a bouncer, but misdirected, and he could duck out of the way quite easily. Oh, this time he couldn't get away. That must be a painful blow. He's taking it well.
Well, Shahid Nazir is doing well. He's doing the right thing to get on to the front foot when he's playing in Bishop. But he has to look at the ball when ducking, and he hasn't done that. Most batsmen fail to do that, so Shahid Nazir will be just hoping to avoid them as best as he can.
Looked like that got him on a combination of shoulder and face guard. Might have been walking back with a cracked jaw about 20 years ago. But he's right there. He's bowled rather well for Pakistan. That one was pitched up. Shahid Nazir goes through with the shot, just eluding Courtney Walsh's extended hand. Three wickets already for Ian Bishop, and he has been wayward at times, but when he has bowled well, he has always looked threatening. Inzamam swings it around, and nobody there at mid-wicket is going to be 4 runs. But he played that shot earlier. That was the time that he created an opportunity for Courtney Walsh. Misread the bounce. This time, pulls it off. Yet again. Well, an absolute repeat of that shot. He'll get yet another 4.
That's quality batting from Inzamam. Such a good hooker and puller as well.
Inzamam obviously has decided that he might be running out of partners soon. Let's get a few runs. Waited on that slower one and has played it so well. That will be his 50. And despite all those chances that he got, a fine 50.
A great innings. Under pressure, he was hampered with his toe injury. Wanted to produce for Pakistan so as to bring them a lead of at least 200 runs. He's done remarkably well to get those 50 of 117 balls.
Once again, same shot, same result. And Inzamam really, well, he wants to get on with it. He knows time is running out. Shahid Nazir hasn't looked very confident with the bat. And Mushtaq, of course, is also nursing an injury.
This one hit with tremendous power in front of the mid-wicket region. They had a fielder there, but it was far too quick for him to ever have a chance of stopping that. Inzamam has paced his innings really well with the tail-enders betting alongside with him. He's grabbed every opportunity to attack.
Shahid Nazir goes for it straight over the bowler, and anywhere in the world that will be 4 runs. Well, he got hold of that, didn't he? It was just slightly short. He got the right height and went through with the shot. And they will take 3. That could be dangerous, especially when you got a runner on. Inzamam would have been fuming had there been a run out. Of course, it was at Shahid Nazir's end.
These are expensive few runs being scored by Shahid Nazir.
Pakistan climbed to 335. And Inzamam looking good. Played it late. The ball was short. They will find a fielder though. 2 runs.
Not a lot of feet movement from Inzamam.
Shahid Nazir swings at it. He does get something or the other on. And that will be 4 runs. Rawl Lewis, 70 runs in his 19 overs so far. Shahid Nazir has a job to do. Well, that was a strange stroke that might fetch him 4. Seemed to have caught the ball a little late. It was hit very hard.
Yes, he's doing the right thing. He's watching the ball come on to him, not shying away from it. And that is why he's been so effective lately of playing that ball, short ball, through the mid-wicket or mid-on region there. On the front foot, and then whack over mid-on for 4.
Oh, that one got through. So a few short deliveries, and Courtney Walsh finally causing Shahid Nazir to walk back to the pavilion. Can't say it was a great innings, but he certainly stood there with Inzamam for a while. That stand of near 40 certainly helped Pakistan's cause.
An excellent yorker from Courtney Walsh. Beautiful delivery for a tail-ender.
Just 1 more wicket to fall for Pakistan, and let's see whether Inzamam will get enough support to try and get to his 100. Shahid Nazir out for 18. He was there for well over an hour though. That helped. Steps out, whack. That should certainly be 6. That was a very, very powerful blow. Inzamam, of course, in a hurry now to try and get as many runs as possible.
Yes, there was a fielder at long on, but powerful Inzi, backing his instincts, and talent went over him.
Phil Simmons has bowled only 1 over so far, given away 4 runs, so he's given away 3 more than he scored for the West Indies. Bowled by Mushtaq for only 1. Hasn't had a match so far that he'd like to remember. Being brought in perhaps by Courtney Walsh as a last-ditch attempt to try and get rid of Inzamam, induce a false stroke.
Yes, that could be a ploy. The wicket doesn't sort of suit his type of bowling. He wants a wicket where he can skip through these medium paces. But Inzi will be looking to go over the top.
And he does, straight over Phil Simmons. That was a powerful blow. Phil Simmons a little too late in that half-hearted attempt to try and get to the ball. Another boundary for Inzamam. 77 very well-made runs. Of course, he had his share of opportunities, chances earlier on. But he stayed firm and then, of course, cut loose a little later. 365, their lead increasing with every delivery. Well, talk about predetermined shots. He was in position almost before Rawl Lewis had delivered.
Yes, a bit of innovative stuff from Inzamam. But the good thing about this innings has been that he hasn't panicked at all. He's played really well with the supporters, the tailenders, got them going, and have really done well with the last 3 wickets.
Oh. Once again, he jumped out quite injudiciously at that time. They've managed 2 runs. The debutant Lewis will be disappointed. Yet again, this time he connects exactly what he wanted to do on the previous delivery. And that is 6.
That is shot of the day for me. To get that angle from where Rawl Lewis was bowling and to hit it that spot straight back the bowler was a magic shot.
Courtney Walsh. Start driving through the covers. No fielder, they wanted to go after it. Eventually, Curtly Ambrose catches it just inside the boundary. So Mushtaq now giving a stand to Inzamam, who could conceivably still get a century. Dug out rather well, and Mushtaq scampers quickly across for a single and turns it into 2.
That's
What does
great
he?
running. They asked for the 3rd umpire.
It was just a touch risky, considering that Inzamam will be looking to try and get to his 100. And a good throw there by Stuart Williams.
This could be dangerous. Well, Mohammad Wasim is not in the picture, so...
Well, the benefit of doubt from that roar of the crowd obviously going to the batsman, and Inzamam is still there. Oh, no! The tragedy continues here for the West Indians. And Inzamam went back, pulled, got a top edge, and Phil Simmons, normally a very safe pair of hands, spills another relatively easy chance. He did run back quite a bit for that.
Yes, he had to run about 10 paces. Had to stretch, but then, well, grasped it again.
Mushtaq has been there for 42 minutes. He's played a very important role for Pakistan to increase their lead and for Inzamam to try and get to his 100.
Mush is looking very determined.
Oh, a great delivery yet again by Courtney Walsh. Just the right kind of stuff to get rid of the tailenders, and Mushtaq unable to get down on that ball quickly enough. So the West Indies finally wrapped the Pakistan first innings at 381. A lead of 230. The Pakistani dressing room and their supporters should be reasonably happy with 230. They might have wanted something in excess of 250, but this will have to do.
A great Yorker from Courtney Walsh, rattling the stumps for Mushtaq Ahmed. But spare a thought for Inzamam here. A brilliant knock. He was dropped 3 times, but nevertheless, with an injured toe, he could win the match for Pakistan.
So just that big stand at the top, 2nd wicket, say Star Sports. After tea, and the West Indies 230 behind. Sherwin Campbell to face. Now he was rather unlucky in the first innings, being given LBW to Mushtaq Ahmed, the ball possibly going down on the leg side. Let's see what he can do. And the second, another big shout by Wasim Akram to start things off, just as he did in the first innings.
Well,
not impressed.
The ball was there, pitched within the stumps, but the foot there not in line with the stumps there. Good decision by umpire Shepherd.
Well, Wasim does look disappointed, but David Shepherd, firm and resolute. Ooh, this time it could have been close. He had gone back to that. There will be a single instead. And look who comes rushing up to the stumps. Amir Sohail. keeping for Pakistan. That's a rare sight. Moin Khan injured, courtesy of that bouncer which he took on the body and the shoulder. Now, have you seen him keep earlier, Ramiz?
Well, normally it's Mohammad Wasim who does the keeping in case of an emergency, but well, first time I'm seeing Amir Sohail padded up in a different position.
Well, he hasn't been getting too many runs, so perhaps a little bit of work behind the stumps.
Well, Shahid Nazir has got a lovely bowling action. Very young, but he does the basics very right. Bowls close to the stumps, and has this art of swinging the ball away from the right-handers.
He's only played 7 matches so far, already has a 5-wicket haul. Pakistan some sort of a total for a win in this first test at Peshawar. Oh, again a big shot by Wasim Akram this time. Umpire Shepherd says, you were plumb. He has to walk back to the pavilion. So Stuart Williams scoring only 2 before falling to Wasim Akram. He has maintained that line, Ramiz, and finally paid dividend.
Yes, poor footwork yet again from Stuart Williams. I thought he must have learned a few things. But getting out in the first innings, nothing. There was absolutely no doubt there. The ball would have knocked the middle stump over.
Stuart Williams' bat a long, long way away from his pad, and he walks back after only 13 minutes, scoring 2. Now then, Shivnarine Chanderpaul, just a while ago, Mr. Dependable for the West Indies, but of late he's been having a bit of a problem, but with an average of over 50, you can't really complain.
Yes, he's a very good player, very good young player. And this one, again, a nothing shot there from Stuart Williams. And Wasim making the inroads very early on.
14 for 1, West Indies in their second innings. Chanderpaul comes forward confidently. Chanderpaul comes forward confidently. A very solid kind of bat, doesn't give the bowler too many opportunities. Oh, he got out to a rather silly looking shot in the first innings, and surely he's back now in the second innings, far more determined.
Yes, he's not shuffling that much in this innings, but the method to succeed here on Pakistani wickets is to play forward. By playing forward, you kill the movement of the reverse swing and also stand a better chance of not getting LBWs. Up here, as he shuffles every now and then.
Ooh, talk about a wide delivery. No way Amir Sohail was going to get to that. He did get just a touch of the glove. Ooh, that was quick.
That was a sharp one from Wasim Akram.
Amir Sohail has so far let 9 byes go. A flash outside the off stump. A thick edge, 4 runs.
Well, not a great shot, but Shahid, I think, is struggling here. It's not 100%.
Once again, plenty of time there for Sherwin Campbell. And it results in a boundary. The chase, the West Indies have lost their first wicket. Chanderpaul pulls, beats the fine leg. Nice boundary.
Nicely in position there, Chanderpaul.
5 wickets in the first innings for only 35 runs. Brilliant leg spin. Chanderpaul, did he get an edge? Mushtaq makes a vital breakthrough yet again. That's a big blow for the West Indies. They needed Chanderpaul to stay there, and he goes to the fine work by Mushtaq Ahmed. He'll be very, very disappointed. So will his entire team.
Yes, Chanderpaul beaten in the air there. Not knowing whether the ball was a leg spinner or a wrong one. Hitting the pad of his bat and lobbing an easy catch in the slips, and Mushtaq is delirious. That's an important wicket for Pakistan. Chanderpaul has done so well for them in recent times, going out for 14.
But he is replaced by arguably the finest batsman in the world. Lara taking his time. I suspect that was a loose delivery had he faced it a few minutes from now.
There's Chanderpaul going for the drive, inside edge, and an easy catch to Ijaz. A good looping leg spinner from Mushtaq.
Lara unable to time that. And Mushtaq just a touch loose at this point of time.
There, the inside edge.
A strange Ramiz, how players these days always throw the ball up and then eventually land up warning somebody or the other before it lands in someone's head.
Mushtaq enjoying this little game with Lara.
Seems to have an aggressive intent. He has been stroking the ball, well, looking for runs, not exactly patting it back. Finally a flick towards fine leg. I wonder if it did catch bat. And Arshad Khan prevents more. So a leg by then. Lara still to score.
Lara just needs to be his natural self. Class act. And I'm sure anything loose will be punished severely by him.
Well, he really went after that. It was just wide. It gave him the width, the space, and Lara launched into it.
Yes, by width, he opened his shoulders to caress that one. There, the shoulders opened up to get the maximum utility of the width that was provided to him by Arshad.
They're almost squeaked through, and Pakistan is still ahead by 169. 2 wickets gone for the West Indies in their second innings. One of them very important indeed, both actually. Let's not be unfair to Stuart Williams. Campbell on 28. He's been there for well over 1.5 hours. Lara, that was timed so sweetly, hardly any effort there. All rest, all timing, and 4 runs to mid-wicket.
That's class and elegance for you.
5 now, we are drawing towards the end of day 3. The shadows lengthening. Steps out, little dance, a whack, and that will fetch him 4 runs.
Effortless batting displays.
Once again the dance, and this time it could have been a touch dangerous. He still managed to get the ball, went through with it, and this time along with the spin for 4 and long off.
Well, Lara attacking the debutant here, hitting him over mid-off. Ball from wide of the crease, but no stopping Lara when he is in this mold.
Should be looking forward to a better bowling display. That is his strength. Lara once again. Now he's being very severe on Arshad. When you dance down the wicket and get to the pitch of the ball, no stopping Brian Lara.
He's picked his spots up really well, Brian Lara. Twice he's gone over the top towards the long on and mid-wicket region. Once over mid-off. So it's quite at ease playing Arshad. The ball is not spinning that much. And that is why Lara is being aggressive And he's facing Arshad. Bit of advice coming in from Wasim. Change of line suggested, and Arshad duly applying his captain's suggestions and verdict into play.
Just one delivery to go. Been hit for 12 already. Now, as we near the end of the day's play, I wonder if Lara and Campbell are just going to get quieter like that and make sure that there's no more damage wicket-wise for the West Indies.
Good productive over for the West Indies.
Now we can see that the sun occupies only just about a half or a third of the ground, and as soon as that sun goes across over the horizon, we suspect it might be bad light once again. Short, and Lara punishes it into the covers, 4 runs.
Oh, bread and butter stuff for Lara. Is an excellent player when in full flow. Makes it look so easy and comfortable. The back left, the wrists, the gaps, they all seem to be just finding the touch when he's in a flow like this.
I don't think Mohammad Wasim is going to be very happy fielding there, close in. She seems just a touch confused about where to bowl to Brian Lara. It's usually very wide outside the off stump.
Well, he's trying to bring that leg spinner back onto his off and middle stump. But the ball is not spinning that much for him, so that could be one reason why Lara has been hitting him through the offside. But this time, no question of an LBW. Lara well forward.
Well outside the line as well. But Mushtaq is so competitive, he's not going to let the opportunity for a shot go by. Lara is looking good, and Amir Sohail, a strange, unfamiliar sight behind the stump. Again, stepping back, rocking back, this time through extra cover. That'll be another 4.
That's vintage Lara for you. Mushtaq just erred a little bit here, and bang, through the gap once again for another beautiful driven 4.
Mohammad Wasim might want to have a chat with his captain, saying, hey, do you want me or you don't?
Amir Sohail urging Mushi to come on, come on. But I think he'd be requiring to do more than that.
Yet another similar ball, similar result. This time a little straighter.
This innings can really dent the hopes if it continues for a longer duration of time. The quality about his hitting has been his ability to find the gaps, and every time, every occasion, he has middled the ball, found the gap.
And Lara on the verge of overtaking Sherwin Campbell, who's been there for quite a while. It's been a lovely, aggressive knock by Brian Lara. A pleasure to see. Day 3 at Peshawar, just about coming to a close now.
That shot again, rocking back and driving it through mid-off.
And Azhar Mahmood will start things out. And we do have Mohammad Wasim as the keeper. Yesterday it was Amir Sohail who stood in for Moin Khan and went through rather quickly.
Batsman in 2 minds there, whether to leave it or play it, and missed it in the end.
A big shout by Azhar Mahmood. The ball was cutting in, perhaps too much. And of course, Campbell was well in front. Now this is the day of reckoning for the West Indies. They'll first have to erase that deficit and then of course try and set Pakistan a total. Brian Lara batted belligerently at the end of play yesterday. At the end of day 3, he had 36 runs with 8 fours. That's 32 coming in boundaries. Of course, bad light stopped play, and here they are back again, picking up where they left off.
Yes, West Indians looking towards Lara to play out this particular day for them. It'll be a very difficult thing to do, but the quality of player that he is, there are chances it might survive.
Oh, and the Pakistanis now doing for a change what the West Indians did so well on the field. Drop catches. Mushtaq, the culprit there, and Wasim Akram is, wow, he's glowering, isn't he?
Well, he's every right to. That was a sitter and a no ball. But early morning call for Mushtaq.
Azhar Mahmood brings it back in, and the umpire had no hesitation at all. David Shepherd's finger was up and down before we could see it. Brian Lara adding to the disappointment of the West Indies, out in the second innings, and now it'll be very difficult for the Windies to try and get back into this test match.
Yes, late on that shot, Brian. Playing from the back of the crease. Hardly any footwork, and caught in front of the wickets. Great blow for the West Indians here. And Azhar Mahmood, the talented youngster, is delighted.
I think by the time Azhar Mahmood actually turned around, umpire Shepherd's finger was up and down already. Lara out for 37, 8 fours. And Carl Hooper now trying to take the West Indies out of this deep depression that they're in, to bail his side out.
A lovely straight drive from Carl Hooper. He's a treat to watch when he gets that front foot, those balls to be driven through covers.
One must say that the West Indians are in all sorts of trouble. They do have Hooper there and Campbell, who's doing rather well at 47, but they still have a long way to go if they are to make Pakistan bat again. Shahid Nazir comes teaming in, and as he showed there, he can also bring the ball in.
Yes, the ball is getting old, and the reverse swing is working for the Pakistani bowlers.
Flash outside the off stump, and he will get away with it, and in fact reaches 50.
A great knock from Stuart Campbell. He had to work hard for those runs, but he's delivered under pressure, and that's a good knock to have under your belt.
Hooper jumps out, converts it into a full toss, and that will be a big 6. So Mushtaq, of course, having a little problem with his length. Yesterday he had a little bit of a problem with his line against Brian Lara, trying to outthink the great batsman. He has picked up 1 wicket though.
That's Hooper's speciality, use of the feet, and he finds the middle of the bat every time he's done that in Pakistan. It's been in wonderful touch, but needs to deliver here.
Umpire Saeed Shah shouting just about as hard as Mushtaq did there.
In fact, appealing to Mushtaq that, for God's sake, that's not out. Ball going down the leg, the wrong one. Look at where Mohammad Wasim ends up. Way down the leg side.
Oh, that was certainly an edge. That kept very low to the right of the slip, and a boundary for Carl Hooper.
That was a good ball from Mushtaq. Drawing Hooper for a drive, getting the edge. Wouldn't be a bad idea to have a gully there. Pakistan should be on the attack here. They've got plenty of runs to play with.
Being as competitive as Mushtaq is, he would be getting increasingly more frustrated by not being among the wickets on day 4. Again. Oh, that's a brilliant catch by Saqlain, who'd come in as the substitute. The ball was tossed up, it was there for the hit, and Carl Hooper did, but just a little bit in the air, and that was the end of perhaps the last hope really for the West Indies.
Hooper going for that cover drive, and a brilliant catch by Saklan.
Extreme disappointment on the face of Carl Hooper. He knew.
A looping delivery from Mushtaq. Hooper knocked on top of that one, and Saklan positioned really well there by Wasim Akram in a halfway sort of a situation in the covers. Did extremely well to get that. Hooper gone for 23. West Indians looking into the hole.
4 wickets down, only 145 on the board. Didn't quite collect it cleanly, but they might have always made that run. 6 wickets in hand, just about 80-odd runs to go. Looks like Pakistan will have to bat again.
Well, it all depends on this man who's bowling right now. He's a great bowler to have when the tail-enders are up front.
Sherwin Campbell, though, standing firm amid the ruins. Whips that around to fine leg. Now, in the first innings, Campbell had been given out to Mushtaq Ahmed on the wrong one that seemed to be going down the leg side, and it looks now that he has forgotten all about that, going on with the process of building a total for his team.
It'll be interesting, however, how Simmons plays Mushi. He was all at sea against him, not picking his wrong ones, lashing out at one of them and leaving a yawning gap between bat and pad.
Bowled by Mushtaq in the first innings for only 1 big fill. An edge, a leading edge, and yes, it has been caught, this time by the captain himself. Now Phil Simmons' bad run continues, and things are looking desperate now for the West Indies.
This time undone by a regular leg spin ball of Mushtaq. He was not very sure of the footwork, not fully forward, playing right across that one, closing the face of the bat, and a very good catch by Wasim Akram there. Had to cover a bit of ground quickly, and he's delighted, so is Mushi.
David Williams. Williams steps back, and that should be plumb, but the umpire says not out.
Well, we need to have a good look at this one. Whether the ball was pitched within the stumps. No, it did not, and maybe missing the leg there. Look at where Wasim, the keeper, ends up his guard.
David Williams still there, along with Sherwin Campbell, and they have a job on hand. 75 runs in arrears. Looked like a bad pad opportunity. Went too quickly for the man at Selimirov.
This was definitely a bad chance, and Saklan not fully in control of that one. Went sharply to him.
Oh, the googly. Williams had no idea, but he's still there.
Mushtaq pleading desperately to get a decision in his favor. The wrong one, spinning a long way, and hit him outside the line as well.
Padding up, so David Williams living dangerously. David Shepherd's quite happy to let him get away with that deliberate padding. Wasim Akram comes back on to Sherwin Campbell. That was a half-hearted little jab there in front. Wasim Akram, a big appeal, and David Shepherd upholds it. That was the last real breakthrough that Pakistan required. Sherwin Campbell had done very well, came in as the opener towards the end of day 3, and after making a very useful 66, he trudges back to the pavilion.
Good decision by David Shepherd there. He had to decide whether the ball was pitched within. Yes, it did. And not a lot of front foot coming into play there. Played from the crease And Wasim Akram, the rightful owner of this wicket.
Sherwin Campbell, well, he knows that, in a sense, despite scoring 66, his side has been let down.
Oh, it sets my soul
In trouble. David Williams decides to go for it. Eludes all the fielders there. Azhar Mahmood, the last one, bends down, doesn't reach it in time. Eventually does, but only for the ball to touch the ropes. That should be 4. Well, you can check all you like, Mr. Shah. We'll see him give the signal soon enough. There you are. So David Williams with a fine boundary off Mushtaq Ahmed. Wasim Akram once again will want the LBW. There was no stroke offered.
Pretty straightforward stuff for Wasim Akram there. Batsman not offering a shot, hitting plumb in front of the wicket. Rawl Lewis disappointed. Poor cricket from the West Indies, but nevertheless that leaves Wasim Akram with a hat-trick chance. Got 2 wickets and 2 balls, and now will be looking to get the ultimate honour under his belt.
Bishop plays that one straight down and denies Wasim Akram the hat-trick. Now both Bishop and Curly Ambrose had played rather well in the first innings. Got 50 runs between them. And can they bail the West Indians out in the second innings? Well, an attempt is certainly being made. Bishop hooks and gets 4.
Nicely in control of that one. The reverse swing doing the damage for the West Indians here. Wasim Akram, a great exponent of that dart. He's really working hard on that ball.
Sutcliffe after that. Nice rule stroke by Ian Bishop. Firm push, and Williams runs across quickly for 3. That was good running.
That was nicely timed square of the wicket by Bishop, opening the face of the bat. Sutcliffe giving it the chase, with batsman in safely for 3 runs.
He does turn quickly and release the ball very quickly as well. Wasim Akram probing for that LBW line. The ball turned away, and Williams helps himself to a single. The West Indians inching along, trying to erase that deficit of 230, and though there's still a bit of the way to go.
Yes, a good throw there. Cheru might have caused a bit of hiccup there for the West Indians.
Fuller length, and the big 6'4" Ian Bishop just about digs it out.
Wasim has bowled an extended version of his bowling spell. He's into maybe his 9th over.
Driven straight down. Miroff wasn't really in position to stop that, or he does. And did he touch the line while touching the ball for the second time? We'll find out soon enough. A nice stroke though by Ian Bishop, patting it straight back next to the bowler.
Technically, I think this is 4, because when he stops the ball with his hands, his feet are touching the rope. Makes a good stop, but touch and go.
Bishop once again pulling, wasn't quite in position. There's the man Ijaz Ahmed there at mid-wicket, and they get 2. So Bishop doing what he did in the first innings. They were ready to strike the ball.
Mushtaq here, to test Williams.
That looks like a bat and pad, a very clean attempt, this time picked up. And Mushtaq Ahmed once again breaking through. David Williams never really knew very much about Mushtaq, and finally succumbing.
Yes, pushed flatter trajectory, and it had a bit of spin on it as well. The bat pad decision, a good one by umpire Syed Shah there this time. Nicely taken by Ijaz. West Indians now in deep trouble. Match could be finished today. David Williams out for 20.
35 runs still to go for Pakistan to bat again. Well, Courtney Ambrose was all set to go after it, but even with his reach, he wouldn't have been able to get to that ball. He does eventually go for it. Mohammad Wasim, the stand-in keeper for Moin Khan, unable to read that, and 4 byes.
Well, Ambrose will be looking to hit Mushtaq over the top again in this innings as well, but I don't know whether he'll be as successful as he was in the first innings.
Leg bars there behind square. And as Azhar Mahmood picks it up, that will be the 200 for the West Indies in the second innings. 30 still to go to make Pakistan come out again. Ambrose jumps out, is nowhere near the ball. A great run on by Mushtaq Ahmed. A perfect out for a leggy. And Courtney Ambrose walking back to the pavilion. He really didn't seem very committed to try and stay there and get past that little deficit they still have.
Also, it was cleverly bowled by Mushtaq. He knew that he'd go after him, and a wrong one, the right ball to bowl to a tail-ender, especially to a left-hander, and that is out.
Also full marks to Mohammad Wasim. He is the stand-in keeper. It takes a bit to collect and break the stumps. He did all of that quite easily.
Courtney Ambrose down the wicket even before the ball is bowled to him.
Obviously the third umpire is coming into play, and the decision goes for the crowd. Could easily make that out by the roar. Courtney Ambrose finally having to walk out. Made only 1, unlike the first innings. Right, last man in for the West Indies. Still a few runs to score, and Mushtaq Ahmed looking very good.
Another chance of a stumping, but David Shepherd convinced that the foot was within the crease.
It was lifted just for a second, but then it stays back down. Walsh this time goes for it, connects very well. And although Pakistan will not be unhappy to give the 6 away, it just gives the West Indies a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, and a brilliant follow-through from Walsh. He stood his ground. They watched it sail past everyone. A huge hit for a massive 6.
Wasim Akram appeals, and that really is plumb. So, Pakistan winning the first test match against the West Indies by an innings and a few runs. Great work done by the Pakistan team. They stuck to their task, and the West Indies once again capitulating without very much of a fight in the second innings.
Yes, a great win for Pakistan. They needed this win, especially after losing to South Africa. Wasim Akram had to deliver both as a bowler and a captain, and he did it really well. He also helped in to lift the sagging spirit of the cricketing nation, and I'm very happy for the Pakistan team here. Being part of them in recent times, I know the pressure that they were going through, and it's a great win by an innings.
Wasim taking 4, but Mushtaq Ahmed taking 10 wickets in the match, 5 for 35 in the first innings and 5 for 71 in the second. Brilliant work by one of the finest leg spinners in the world.